Hello, Bushcraft family, back again with another video. Now, there has been a lot going on about EMPs and, CMEs and all that stuff and how to protect against this stuff. And I've seen a lot of people, they're going to use the EMP cloth and Faraday cages and stuff like this. That's a good plan. That's preparing for something. I don't have anything wrong with that. It's nothing that I'm going to do. Why do when I hit that record button, you come over and start squawking? Anyway, like I said, I have nothing against somebody preparing for something. The issue I run upon this is when said person prepares for something and that's their only plan. I'll be fine, you know. It's like they are preparing for an EMP, and they got the Faraday cage, they got the blanket, they got all this, gadgets that supposedly will protect things from this. They've got their generator all shrouded and everything, and it's all protected. Fine. Yeah. And they got their cell phones in this thing, and ham radios and all that stuff. They're all good to go. Well, what if all that stuff doesn't work? Or what if it does work? We'll go ahead and do two scenarios right here, okay? That way, I don't want to discourage people from doing this, because it's very good to prepare for things. But we'll go the one, none of that stuff works, and you're without your generator, you're without your cell phone, you're without all this technical stuff that you have been protecting. Okay, you put all your eggs in one basket, you have no power now, so you have no means, whatever you was going to use the generator for. Say you were going to keep your refrigerator and your freezers running. Okay, so now you don't have that. So the best thing to do is can up all the meat before it goes bad, or smoke it, or preserve it however. Oh, I don't know how to do that. I wasn't preparing for that. I thought my generator would be fine. Whoops. Yeah. I could look it up on my phone. Oh, darn. I thought I would have that information on my phone. Darn it. Okay, so now you're at that predicament where you're going to lose all your food now because you weren't prepared in skills to do this stuff. And now you're losing all your stuff. You're trying to figure this out without having no experience in it, because you put all your eggs in a basket, for that EMP stuff, the cloth and the Faraday bags and the Faraday cages and all that stuff to work, but it didn't work. Okay, so you didn't practice any of this stuff. You didn't learn about any of this stuff. You didn't get books on how to do this stuff because it was inside your phone. Okay, that's option one. Now, the second option. Okay, all that stuff worked. The EMP cloth, the Faraday cages and all that stuff worked great. EMP goes off, or a CME, or whatever the case may be. So you're good to go. You got your generator, you got it hooked up, and it's running. You got your you got your power going to your refrigerator and whatever essentials that you needed. You don't have to can all that up. Or wait a minute, or do you? How much gas do you have? How long ago did you get that gas? As little as 6 months, untreated gas will dissipate. A lot of it evaporates. A lot of it, its potency goes down. It's a lot harder to use because it's less of its additives are still within the gas. And this is just regular gasoline I'm talking about. So, unless you have some treated gas, you got 6-8 months of just untreated gas. If you have treated gas, it may last over a year. Okay, so year goes around and, I need some more gas. Where are you going to get this gas? You can't go to the store. You can't give them a card because they don't have electricity. They don't have connection to the banks and things like that. Come on. Here, say hi. Is that what you wanted to do? You wanted to say hi? Okay. Fuzznet says hi. Like I said, nobody's accepting a credit card or an app on your phone to where you just scan it and takes your money out for you. So, that fancy generator that you have is useless unless you can trade it for somebody to get food or something like that, which more than likely would happen. Generator's useless. Okay. But you have this fancy phone that has all this survival stuff on it. That'll come in handy, right? Sure. That's if all that fancy stuff is saved upon the cell phone itself. If it's, up on a cloud somewhere, or, it's bedded into Google or something like that, guess what? There's no internet, so you can't connect to that stuff anymore. There's no cell tower. Cell towers have been taken out, so you can't check on your family, see how they're doing or anything like that. So you saved a cell phone. You have some nice pictures and a couple videos on there and maybe some books. I mean, sometimes that's good, but how good is that? And we come back to the whole thing is, if you put all your eggs in a basket for that, the generator and cell phones and all this ham radios and stuff. What if it's saved? You know, what if? Give me a drink of water. What if it's saved? How long would it last? And will it work? Because anything that connected to won't work anymore. Maybe there is somebody out there that is in range of your ham radio that you can actually talk to. That could be handy. But chances are, if they're further away than a few miles, it's not like you can piggyback on an antenna or something, because chances are those are fried anyway. So that ham radio that you had, unless the person's really close, it's not going to be very much help. And again, I'm not saying you can't have this stuff, but what I'm saying is putting all your faith in these objects when one of the most important things that you can do to prepare for any of these types of situations is just plain skill. Learn how to do this stuff. Learn how to make a gasifier and actually build it and let it and run it and show everybody that you can do this. That way, that's a skill that you will have, that you could run a generator without any gasoline to where you can keep this thing running at all times. Not only that, is, do you possess the skill to work on a generator if it breaks down? Because things break down. You can't pick up the phone and call the warranty and get a new one, or you can't have a mechanic come over and fix it, because there is none. Or if there is, how are you going to pay them? Or do you have stuff put back that you can trade for their services? That's what I'm talking about. Thinking of these skills instead of thinking of ways, of a tool to do it for you. If you don't have that tool, how are you going to do the job? And that's the main purpose. And like I said, I see all this fancy gadgets that tell you how to do this and tell you how to do that. But if you don't have that gadget, how do you do it? And that is where we need to get down to, is learning these skills. Because 100 years ago, they didn't have no fancy gadgets. They may have, some new tool that made things easier, but they knew a way to do stuff without the tools, which was skills. And that's how they learned how to do this. They could imagine going back 100 years and showing everybody you have a lighter and stuff, and you get in a contest to make a fire faster than anybody, and you're all cocky and everything. I'm going to win this. I got this fancy little I got this device that all I have to do is click a button and there's a flame. I'm going to enter this contest. Uh-oh. It doesn't work. What am I going to do? You lost. What's even worse, you fell in a lake that through the ice, and you have to get a fire started, and you got your fancy lighter, but it's not working. How do you make a fire without that fancy tool? Whoops. Sorry. You're a popsicle on the side of that lake, and you're no more. It's because you didn't learn any skills and you relied on a tool, and that tool didn't work, so you had no use but to just sit there and freeze. We need to learn these skills, and that's what this sitting down here talking about and whatnot is about. Blabbing and talking all day long, saying you know how to do this and you know how to do that, doesn't mean squat if you have never went out and done it. You've never sat there and cut a piece of wood with just a knife. You never split a piece of wood with a knife, or whatever the case may be. You have to actually do it. You have to learn these skills. I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Like always, God bless.